I can tell you this is a huge shift in April, and many of us will shift. Those who wish to remain will remain, but it will not be long until they have to make the choice. This is a great time for you to shift. But those who choose to remain, in the end, sooner or later, there will come a time that they have to make the choice too. Hey everyone, I'm sorry about the delay of this video, but today I'll talk about the major event, about the solar eclipse and the Devil's Comet. Lots of different information, different opinions about this. I heard about major global event, major disaster, how Gaia is going through a lot of chaos, how the world is going through a lot of chaos, lots of political global event that's happening across the entire world. Also, I heard about Draconian, that the Devil Comets, it's from Draco, it's a ship. And so what I can say is, I'm not saying these are not true. They are true in a certain level. And they are mostly tuned in from in an energetic level, from a perspective. So they are true in some ways. And they are all happening at the same time. Different timelines, different perspective, different realms of dimensions. All right? And I'm gonna talk about this based on what I channel. Okay, so the first thing is, what I got, I was shown a visual. This was in a 12D realm, a god realm, similarly to the admins in a video game, but with more authority. So I'm using video game as a comparison. So I see huge giants or celestials on that realm, the god realm. They are responsible for the creation of the universe. And there was a war going on there. This was on a specific timeline in the 12D realm, but it's all happening together because time is not linear, right? Time is all happening. Everything is happening simultaneously. And this war directly affects all the other dimensions, including our realm, including this space here. It's very similar to the scene from Avengers Endgame. And I also saw like lots of comets in that space on 12D. It was more like a complete change and shift or rebuilding of the 12D, renewal of the 12D realms. It's because the 12D is it's how they operate this matrix system, because they are the god realms. And in order to build a better matrix, remember, we still live in this matrix. We still live in this simulation, this universe holographic matrix. But we can still make the matrix a better place, and we can still shift the matrix to a higher level and completely renew this entire program to a more benevolent, to a more higher vibration, to a more heavenly realm, right? And this was mentioned in one of my videos, my past video. I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave the thumbnail on the video. So yeah. So in order to rebuild this, in order to make life better, we have to raise our vibration. We have to ascend the matrix. And in order to do that, lots of change needs to be made. And there was a lot of change in the 12D. That's why there is the 12D war going on up there, the god realm. The war of the gods, and that's why I've been getting a lot of angelic wars and god, wars that in the higher dimensions. I can feel it. I can feel that there's something intense going on in a higher dimension, and it may seem very how should I say, unbelievable. Like, how can there be war, and how can there be like this much chaos in a higher dimension? Because the higher dimension is supposed to be more heavenly, it's supposed to be more beautiful, but it's pointing, this doesn't necessarily mean the whole thing. It's just a specific period of time, the specific timeline that we are on right now, right? And this affects us. So how does this affect us? So first off, the channel information I got is this solar eclipse brings upon our shadow, and it raises our shadow into the surface to see ourselves in the mirror, in the polarity perspective, to bring out our inner demons, as we have been suppressing it for a long time. This is to become whole and to free ourselves. Lots of our lower selves, our shadow selves, our inner demons are being suppressed in life because we keep criticizing, we judge them, and we get rid of them. We just ostracize them completely because we live in a very judgmental place. And even small mistakes are not easily forgiven. And now is the time to actually see ourselves for who we are and to embrace everything that is part of ourselves. Not just our, the good side of ourselves, but even what we consider the negative side of ourselves. And because if we don't embrace that, we don't feel whole. If we don't feel whole, we feel that something's missing. We are not able to reclaim our power, right? It's like part of our soul fragments are stuck in the shadow, and we gotta lift that up and embrace it like a mother would do for their child. This is a dark night of the soul period, a shift, a phase of the dark night of the soul, and it is a great challenge, but it is necessary for us to ascend to a higher place. Humanity or you individually have three choices: either reject your shadow side and remain in 3D, or embrace it. Become whole and ascend to a newer level, or choose to be consumed by your darkness. So three choices you can do: reject your shadow side, remain in 3D, or embrace it and become whole and ascend to a newer level. Know thyself, know who you are, accept and embrace who you truly are, and reclaim that power, reclaim that soul fragment that you've been neglecting for a long time. And once you embrace and become whole, you will. And if you choose to ascend, you will ascend. Be strong. Be strong in the dark. As a light worker, you be strong in the dark. And be strong when you're doing this shadow work, that you're able to face your own inner demons. You're able to face yourself in the lowest time, in the darkest time, darkest night. Facing yourself when you're down, facing your demon self, facing your negative self, and not allowing that to consume you. That is what you need. You need that strength, you need that confidence. Think of the solar eclipse as a mirror that triggers you in all aspects: the mental, the emotion, the spirit, and the physical. This is a global effect that will affect the entire collective. That's why a lot of channelers are predicting major catastrophic events, such as the World War III, riots, spike in crimes. Conspiracy theory is no longer conspiracy, but a true fact. And when we have planet Gaia, who will also enter the dark night of the soul. And this may mean greater natural disasters. We've already seen earthquakes in Taiwan, right? And this is your next challenge to overcome. Will you become a warrior and go through it, or will you just prefer to stay in the same comfort zone? I can tell you this is a huge shift in April, and many of us will shift. Those who wish to remain will remain, but it will not be long until they have to make the choice. This is a great time for you to shift. But those who choose to remain, in the end, sooner or later, there will come a time that they have to make the choice too. So let's talk about the Devil's Comet. What we have been talking about, what a lot of people have been talking about this. The Devil's Comet symbolizes the releasing of demons, the releasing of the inner demons, facing the inner demons. In the Bible, it exactly symbolizes the release, Satan being released out, and a lot of people have been talking about this, how Satan's return, Devil's Comet is like the return of the devil, the return of Satan. But the truth is, from a higher perspective, this means that it is time to face our inner demons on a global scale, acknowledging it and facing it like a warrior. Not necessarily a war, but a battle for a greater change, a greater shift for the collective. And that's why a lot of negative energy is thrown out to the entire 3D universe matrix at this time. and this includes us on planet Earth. It may not be our view, it may not seem to make sense, but they are part of the collective, and they need to be confronted in order to move on. So just like how we have our inner demon, Mother Gaia has her inner demons, the entire planet Earth collective, us, we have our inner demon, we have our shadow work. So it's not so by doing this individual shadow work, you affect others, and it spreads in a global scale. It is also to learn to embrace the unexpected part of life. We can tell you what may happen, but the future can always change. So when I was channeling, the future events, like see if it's really true that what everyone is saying, is it really true that this year will be like a major year where a lot of stuff, a lot of chaos will happen. And what I get is life is unexpected, timelines unexpected, future is unexpected. We cannot completely guarantee, what will happen in the future. And this is what is life about, to embrace the unexpected. So the energy I picked up on April 8th is I picked up both sides. A great amount of fear from the collective. This was when I was tuning in the collective. A great amount of fear, confusion, and chaos. On another side, a feeling of awe, wonder, and surprise. Some of the timelines will collapse, some will shift and elevate to a new level of reality, a new beginning. The lower timelines will die. April 8th is such a significant event because it is a great shift for many of us that embrace change and face our inner shadows and our inner demons. So finally, let me talk about the aliens, religions, and the dimensional wars. First off, all the events are happening simultaneously in a different dimension, different level of reality. So none of them are fake, none of them are false. When Christians tune into the Bible, it is common for them to pick up that the eclipse and the comet is related to Satan's return, the devil's return, and the end time prophecy. For Starseeds, it is not uncommon that we picked up the comet is actually a shift from Draco, and how it involves negative draconians and reptilians, master plan and agenda. Which also true. I did find some source. The comet does come from Draco. This is the same for what other people pick up. World chaos, world event. But none of them are false. It's just happening on a different level. But they are all connected and happening at the same time. So my advice for April 8th and for this month in general is to learn to tune in to yourself, learn to release and feel your heart deeply, deep into the subconscious. Do this meditation work. Tune in with yourself, be with yourself, know yourself more. The time to be solitude and to be a warrior in that solitude. The time to know what's truly bothering, what's truly that is making you feel uncertain, that's making you feel this way. Because it's not on the surface level, but it's on the deepest level. Unpeel the onions. Each peel represents a surface, represents a side of you. But we are so multifaceted, right? And there's so much we don't know about ourselves. It's time to know who we truly are. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and share my video with your friends and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also offer Akashic Records reading. If you're interested for a session, please feel free to book a session. I'll leave the link down in the description below. Once again, much love and peace, and I'll see you on my next video.